That's not a knife. That's a knife. Welcome back, everybody. Faithful EDC here with you today. Today we're going to do a comparison video of the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 versus the Manix 2 XL. Now, the Manix 2 is newer to me. I've had the Paramilitary 2 for probably close to a year now. Not a daily driver, it used to be, but very familiar with this knife. Currently, have fell in love with the Manix 2. I absolutely love it. So, just wanted to do some comparisons on how I feel between the two of them. So, let's get to it. Alright, so let's start with the Paramilitary 2. So this knife originally had the camo, the Digi Camo G10 scales. Wasn't a huge fan of the rough edges. They were really sharp on the edge. So I sourced out a set of titanium scales for this PM2 and ended up didn't like those. So I have the titanium backspacer still, but found a factory set of black G10 handles or scales for this knife. As you can see, they've got rounded edges. It's a fairly dirty knife. Been used quite well. I need to get it cleaned up, but the factory black G10 has rounded over scales. I really like that. Makes it more comfortable in the hand. Less digging in, less hot spots. Of course, I have a titanium deep pocket carry pocket clip. I have the same on my Manix 2 XL. But one thing that I did do, I was having issues with, is the compression lock. Big hands, big fingers. I was having trouble getting my finger inside of the scales to release that compression lock. So sought out OCD for EDC. They have these buttons, I guess, that you super glue on your compressor lock or compression lock to assist in being able to get to your button without having to dig your fingers in between the scales. Guys with bigger hands, highly suggest getting that done. That was definitely a good add-on that I like. As you can tell, I don't even have to use the tip of my finger to get it to drop. I just use the side of my finger there, and it drops just fine, instead of having to work my finger inside of the scales there. So, like I said, had this for over a year. Never sharpened it. Ran it across the strop a little bit, but let's do a couple cuts here. It is the S45 VN blade steel, and let me tell you, this knife is sharp. Still sharp. Still holding an edge. Absolutely no issues with this S45 VN blade steel. Got a piece of paper here. I mean, it is slicey. So S45 VN. So let's get a weight on this guy. Got my scale out. Let's get it turned on here. We are in ounces. Let's go ahead and put the lanyard on there. 4.55 ounces. Now, some of you, that might be heavy. I'm not 100% sure what the factory was without the deep pocket carry clip, without the OCD for EDC, the titanium backspacer, and this big brass lanyard, trump head lanyard. Half of it's a skull and half of it's the trump head lanyard bead that I have on this. To me, I'm a big guy, 6'3", 300 pounds, 4.55 ounces. That's unnoticeable in my pocket. So, like I said, this was my daily driver there for a long time. Absolutely fell in love with Spyderco, even though I wasn't a huge fan of it before I got into knives. But let's get to the Manix 2 here. I didn't want the standard S30V Manix. I wanted to get, I really wanted to get a MagnaCut. I was looking at the lightweight variant in MagnaCut steel, but that was just the regular Manix, and I wanted the XL. So I went with the Crewwear micarta. So CPM Crewwear steel. Micarta with full steel liners, even though they are machined out. Inside you can see the machining. I've got the titanium ball cage. I have a ceramic ball. And the other day I had a video out. I put the lightweight spring on it, and that was just too light. So I just swapped it out for the medium weight spring. I absolutely love the medium weight spring. That's the perfect weight for me. The factory heavyweight spring was a little bit too much, but the medium is absolutely perfect for me. So let's do some weight on this guy here. We can get this turned back on. This has got a big titanium bead. We got paracord lanyard. We have the deep pocket carry clip, and that's about all. 5.42 ounces. Again, 6'3", 300-pound dude. I don't notice it. It is a big knife. Don't get me wrong. It's noticeable in girth, but in weight, I don't really notice it in my pocket. Run around in ball shorts most of the day. This guy here, don't really notice it. Don't affect me at all. So, currently this one is been on me more times than not. I absolutely love this knife. Still love my Para 2, but currently I'm on the Manix train. But let's get some dimensions here. I'm trying to find some calipers so I can get some blade thicknesses, but until then, let's just do it this way here. I think we can get this turned just a hair. So, got both of these lined up here. Actually, let's do it the other way because you guys can see out there better. I'm going to line it up with this first tip of the blade on this first edge here versus tip of the blade on this guy here. Overall, Manix 2XL obviously is going to be bigger blade, more cutting edge, bigger handle, better for big hands. It just fits better overall. I mean, this fits good, but the Manix 2 fits better. So let's do this. So from this edge, this one right here, we have a 3.5 inch cutting surface. So from tip to the front of the finger choil where the blade starts is 3.5 inches. On the PM2, we have 3 1/8 of an inch. So 3.5 versus 3 1/8. So usable where your hands can go. So you have a choil that starts up here. From there, you have 4 3/4 of an inches. So from back here all the way to up here is 4 3/4 of an inch. Granted, even my big hands won't take all that, but as you can see, I can be there and it's comfortable, or I can choke up on this forward choil and still be comfortable. So that definitely helps out there. Let's measure the PM2 here. So from that forward choil, 4 1/4. So again, it's a pretty decent sized knife, But as you can tell, this pocket clip kind of gets in the way when I'm not choked up. Let's see, let's get some better. See how that pocket clip kind of getting in the way? Now when I choke up, it's way better. So this pocket clip gives me a little bit of a hot spot when I'm using the knife regularly, but it's not terrible. So overall, I have become way bigger of a fan of the Manix 2 XL than I am the Para 2. Let's do close distance or close length overall. So that's 5 and 1/16 of an inch. And close distance here is 4 3/4. So 5 1/16, 4 3/4 inch closed. Let's do height overall. 1.5 inch height at the tallest. And this one here is going to be hard to say here. Let's do this one right here. 1 3/4. So let's see. Did I do cutting? No, I did not do cutting. Let's get some cutting done on this cruiler. Y'all were supposed to remind me. So cutting on the Cruair. Like I said, this is brand new blade to me here recently. Of course, it's going to be razor sharp. So absolutely love this Manix 2. Choke up on it, on that forward choil. Let's clean that edge. Let's do some paper cut. Oh yeah, like a razor blade. Yep. Manix 2 XL. Alright guys, give me some suggestions for 2 more knives to put up against each other. And we'll try to get that to happen. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care of yourself, and God bless.